With negative 1 day to go before the midterm elections, it's time for another episode of Midterm Madness! So, if any of you are wondering why it is that I am doing an episode of Midterm Madness a day after the midterm elections, well, what can I say? I had planned on doing a live broadcast the night of the elections, but some shit happened. I didn't get off of work until very late. And then we had some problems with the internet where we just couldn't put on a live show on YouTube. But I did film my reactions to watching the news of the midterm elections, so you can just take a look at that real quick. It's just me reacting to the, various races, giving my honest, unrehearsed reactions. This party started. Let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. She slaughtered their asses. Ooh, you go, girl. Good. I'm glad you're gone. And I'm going to be just as glad when they shit-can Joe McMansion. What the fuck? 6 more years of cruise? What, did somebody break a fucking mirror? They should have gone with Cynthia Nixon. I mean, she was the Donatello of, Sex and the City girls. But this guy, he's like the Wilbur Wright of Cuomo Brothers. Glad I don't live in New York. Instead, I live here in Iowa's 4th Congressional District. No! So for the most part, I was satisfied with last night's results. My motto throughout these midterms elections was to lower your standards and vote for the Democrats. That's what I wanted people to do, and I just wanted them to give the Democrats the House. And that's what happened. The Democrats, they gave them the House. Nothing more, nothing less. Just give them a position of power so they could slow that maladjusted marmoset down. And that's all we got last night. Now, as far as them losing the Senate or this governorship here or there, I didn't care. Like I said, I didn't necessarily felt that they'd even earned the Congress. I was voting for them for pragmatic reasons, and it's paid off. The Democrats, they got the House, so now impeachment, it's on the table. Like I said, for the most part, I was satisfied. That's what I wanted to happen. But some of the people who I really wanted to lose won last night. I'm talking about Ted Cruz in Texas, Andrew Cuomo in New York, and Joe McMansion. Now, I know Andrew Cuomo and Joe McMansion are Democrats, but that doesn't mean I wanted them to win. Cuomo, I thought he should have lost to Cynthia Nixon. That didn't happen. Joe McMansion, I couldn't think of a person less deserving to win than Joe McMansion. I mean, why did he win? He won because he was a coward who voted with Kavanaugh, or for Kavanaugh. He was the last person to put out how he was going to vote. He waited till everyone else had made their decision so he could see what would happen if he voted one way or the other. And when you realized it was safe for him to vote the way that he thought would help get him reelected, he did so. So why does he deserve to get reelected? When you had other Democrats who were in the red states who faced the same problems as him, some of them kind of bounced around every once in a while, like Joe McMansion, but when it came down to Kavanaugh, they all stuck with their party, and it might have cost them their elections. Or not, who knows? But Joe McMansion, he took the chicken way out, and he gets reelected. Where, Claire McCaskill gets shit-canned. And quite honestly, I don't care for Claire McCaskill, so I was glad she got shit-canned. And I got to give some respect for the Democrats who decided they weren't going to vote for McCaskill or Donnelly or Heidenkamp just because they were Democrats. If they didn't muster up to their standard of what they wanted in the Democrats weren't going to vote for them. I don't think these Democrats in those states went and voted for Republican. I think they just stayed home, binge-watched the Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. Who knows? But they sent a message to the Democrats who are running for re-election in 2020, you best be Democrats or we're not going to support you. But let's just get to the race that really mattered to me last night. Iowa's 4th Congressional District, which decided to re-elect Steve King. No! So, needless to say, I was not pleased with the results of Iowa's 4th Congressional District race. I wanted Steve King to lose. Really wanted him to lose. I wanted us to get rid of that fucking racist asshat who's representing us for some reason. But somehow Steve King pulled it off. I guess there's just some people out there just are ignoring the warning signs about him. Or maybe they have the same philosophy that he does, that Western civilization is the greatest civilization in the world since sliced bread, which Western civilization created. Ugh. You know, my first instinct was, fuck this place, I'm out of here, I'm going to Mexico. You know, the caravan's coming up here, I'm going to go where they were, to get as far away from Steve King as I possibly can. But then I thought, you know, it's a bit rash, why not just go back home to Montana, or hell, just move an hour away to like somewhere like Cedar Rapids, where they probably wouldn't have voted for Steve King. But ultimately, I thought all of those moves, all that running away, that's a cowardly thing to do. That's a wimpy thing to do. That's a Joe Manchin thing to do. And I'm better than that. I should take a stance against Steve King and the people who would support him. And the best way I could do that is to run against Steve King in 2020. That's right, I'm throwing my hat into that race right now. And seeing how I have such contempt for Steve King and the people who support him and think that any clown should be able to beat Steve King, I'm going to run as an actual clown. I'm talking the white makeup, I'm talking the big red nose, polka dot suit, rainbow fucking wig. You know, I'm going to change my name to Blinky Winky, the one-eyed clown. I'm going to run against Steve King, and I'm going to beat him as a fucking clown. Now, of course, that means I'm going to be pretty busy in the next 2 years, raising money, going to house, knocking on doors, putting out flyers. Not going to have time for YouTube videos. So this is probably going to be my last video for a while. I'd like to thank everyone who watched my videos. And I'll see you when I see you. And, you know, Blinky Winky 2020.